going on, everybody? It's your boy Rail back with another review, man. Yo, apologies, but your boy is sick. I got the sniffle whiffles, right? So I wasn't feeling it yesterday, and I got like a cyst in the roof of my mouth, man. And I thought it was gonna be gone by today. I tried everything, but it's still there. So if I start talking like Mike Tyson, if you start hearing a little lisp, that's because I got all type of mouth and health issues right now. Just But I didn't want to go too many days without giving content, so I apologize, man. I'm sorry. I thought I thought I was Superman. I'm not. But anyway, man, we are here. This is Mayans MC, Season 2, Episode 8. All right. So first, salute the Discord gang. Y'all know what it is. Salute to those listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you're a first-time viewer, welcome. And please feel free to go through my playlist and check out any other shows you think, that you're like, oh, I wonder if he did this. Go through the playlist and find out. Man, I got to stay away from the F words. But anyway, right out the gate, I want to rank this one with this episode was another 5 out of 10. It was just very mid. It felt fillerish. It felt like a filler type episode. Like it's a build up to like what's about to happen, like toward the finale, like something grandiose is about to happen. So you kind of just going through the motions. And that's what this one felt like. So we remember Easy did that work for Emily, right? And dude ended up shooting himself. But Emily ends up winning the bid, and they can start their agricultural shit. So kudos to them. And luck. So Easy, asked her to do her a favor. Yo, do me a favor. Check these accounts out. This amount of money here. Run it through y'all financials and tell me what you find. Now, he didn't give her the full story. So she's just like, I owe him one. I'm going to go do it. And so she found out some information. And they link up and they talk about it. Now, what I don't like is, I understand her wanting to protect her family. But when Easy broke it down to her, like, yo, this is my family in jeopardy. One of your people had got one of my people knocked off. Now, and they discussing it. Well, it couldn't have been Miguel. So, okay, cool. It's not your husband. But it's somebody in there. I need to know answers. Even if that somebody is dead. So Easy is pressing this upon her. And he tries to leverage the unborn child. She pops off, slaps the shit out of him, and tells him, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go prove it. And then runs off like Marsha. You know what I'm saying? No, like Jan. Marsha. And they just run off like, And then Easy's like, oh, fuck, I blew the cover. Because Easy's salty. Because now Emily has all the information. So if she decides to go back and tell Miguel, this means hell for all his people. His brother, his pops, everybody. They're fucked. So, and I mean, I guess he ain't had no choice. He kind of put too much trust in her, which I don't know. But I guess I'm not going to totally kill Easy because I do have something on her. And we have been friends, and we never fucked each other over. And every time you came looking for my help, I gave it to you. So at some point, you got to take a risk with the people you think you could trust. Even though I think he felt like maybe she'll come through. But at the same time, he's like, I don't know. She's not a really good person. Like, she does not. I mean, look at what she's doing behind her husband's back. So she has the propensity to be motherfucking sneaky. All right? But meanwhile, the club got some shit going on. Now, one of Jax's last dying wishes, I guess, one of his last requests, were that the club gets out of the gun running business. And, he decided, like, he could trust the Mayans to do that. So now Chibs is coming to make sure that Jax's wishes are fulfilled because he's the Irish connect to the guns. So it's only right that he comes down and facilitates this whole thing with the Mayans. Now, the only issue is the VM. They made a deal with the VM to get the guns running through Mexico, I believe Tijuana, and then the Mayans will take over in Santa Padre. And that plan sounds good. Hand it from one person to the next. They got this territory, they got theirs. You get the guns, everything's smooth. That would be a good plan if it wasn't for the fact that just an episode ago, I would imagine maybe a week or two in Mayans time, the Mayans caught several VM bodies, knocking them down, freeing the immigrants, taking money out their pocket, and murdering them, right? And when Bishop sees that, he's like, "What the fuck, the VM?" And then Chibbs is like, "Well, I didn't know y'all had beef. Like, they didn't mention it," which is a red flag number one. Bishop and Taza should know, if they didn't mention it and they ready to just come do business all of a sudden, even if it's neutral territory, I would have my antennas up. Because we just knocked these people off. And you mean to tell me they didn't mention none of that to you? That sounds real set up-ish. Like, yeah, just get us in the room together because it's about to go down. And who else was there? What is his name? Marquez? The only like Latino Sons member, like, I can't think of his name. But he's supposed to be facilitating a deal between the Sons, the Mayans, and the VM. And Chibbs is like, "Look, fuck the personal shit. We here for money." All right? So when they get to the table and they start busting down percentages, everything sounded fair on the percentage side. But the VM is tight. They want to get more, obviously. And I mean, if you really think about it, if you really truly think about it, this is also where we first meet Paolo, right? Who we come to know very well in season 3. If you really sit back and look at it, like, I know we're Team Mayans, but if you're the VM and you just doing business as usual, okay, yeah, some girl said my father's Mayan, and they laughed at her. Okay, I can see you taking that personal, and they are doing business in your backyard. But it would seem to me like if you start doing business in somebody's backyard and you laughing at them, you would think the first course of action is the Mayans like, "Yo, link me up with whoever runs the VM. We need to have a conversation." They either owe us restitution or we getting it in blood. They're just going to get on their poo shiesty shit. They're getting it back in blood. But a conversation never was held. There was never no meeting. The Mayans never issued a warning. They just straight laid bodies down for a noble cause. We're not mad at why they did what they did. And I'm not mad about how they did what they did. But we cannot be hypocrites. Everybody is an outlaw. Some does good. I mean, the Mayans are doing drugs, and they're about to just do guns. So they're doing guns and drugs, right? It's not like they're saints. Everybody is a criminal. And the VM, unfortunately, they deal in people, in the people trafficking business. We like to say, hey, drugs and guns are a lot more moral, I suppose, even though a lot of death comes behind drugs and guns. But the trafficking of human bodies just seems a little too much. It's like, so now you mean to tell me like there's a criminal line not to be crossed? Like, look, okay, you could do this, you could do that as a criminal, but this is a little too much. And if you're going to do it, don't do it nowhere near our shit. And that was really the Mayans' issue, but there should have been a conversation. So the VM being mad is justifiable. Them requesting all this money for 9 dead men. Could you imagine what would happen if 9 Mayans was murdered? Like, could you imagine what would happen if 9 sons were murdered without any warning? But you know who did it? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think they'd be sitting down to do any type of meeting? What? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think like how your opposition is thinking. Like, okay, we murdered 9 of theirs. What would I do if they murdered 9 of mine? I'll tell you what I do. I destroy any and everything with a VM patch. I destroy their parents' house. I just go crazy. I lose my shit because you took 9 of my brothers. Now, they want to paint a picture like the VM ain't really a brotherhood. They just scooping up lost people, but I mean, who are they? How are they supposed to know the relationships these people gang together? So, anyway, they sit down, they talking about it. Paolo and Taza got real beef. We could see that. Bishop just really holding Taza down. That's what you notice at the table. But Paolo and the VM plays nice. They agree to certain terms. Everybody takes a shot, and we all go about our merry way. Now, one scene I liked was Easy getting into the fight with the fat boy. Well, that whole little crew. My thing is, I don't remember why they were so mad at Easy. Can somebody like refresh my memory? Like, he pointed him out like, oh, it's you, that motherfucker. Like, we don't fuck with you. But I could not remember where Fat Boy came from and what his beef with Easy was. So somebody help me with that. But these episodes, like I said, is what make me miss Coco so much. Like, now Coco, as a full patch, knows that Easy, as a prospect, can't talk back to a full patch member, let alone fight one. You know what I'm saying? But Coco is the real one. Coco is not feeling Fat Boy talking real crazy to Easy. But he also understands the rules. Easy just gotta sit here and take this abuse from it's from a club member, but not his charter. And Coco ain't with the shits. He don't like that. But he got a loophole. He said, yo, whoop his ass for me. Now, if a patch member tell you to whoop some ass, then it's all bets off. And Easy reminds us that he got hands. Like, the boy don't play. He use head, hands, feet. He'll fuck you up. And that's what he did quite easily. Only one dude really gave him a few licks in, but he ultimately got the shit kicked out of him in a terrible way too. And I really like that scene. That showed like Coco's relationship with Easy, like, because we seen them earlier this season with the whole Hope situation, setting up the detectives. We saw Coco and Easy have that like one-on-one conversation on some deep shit. And Easy was there for him with the murdering of his mother. So it seems like Coco has stepped in as like another brother to Easy, like a sub brother opposed to Angel. Like, he always held him down. So, you know, it hurts so bad when you see these type of scenes from Coco to know that he's not coming back, man. It's over. It's a new chapter. So, damn. Still just sucks. And prior to that, though, Easy had to inform Angel about the whole Emily situation. And now Angel is fucking terrified because he's like, shit, we gotta trust Emily. And he does not trust Emily, rightfully so. Angel was not a huge fan of Emily. Maybe once when it was all, you know, sunshine and cupcakes back in the day. But now, no. She's a cartel boss wife. Like, no. And we was trying to set the cartel up. This was what we was working for, the feds against her husband. So it was just an uneasiness. So Angel's on the out, scared about that too. But yeah, back to the casino. So after the deal is over, we got a nice little, the VM is like, all right, it's go time. Are the Suns gone? Like, that was smart. They knew. Now, I don't know how they thought this was going to play out later. I don't know what was going on in the VM's mental. It's like you sat here and made a deal with the Suns and the Mayans only to break it hours later. Actually, you didn't even really break it because y'all didn't even conduct business yet. But I guess in the VM's brain is, okay, if we don't hurt no Suns and we get some get back, we get to fuck up a few Mayans, catch a few bodies, then when Chibs come calling like, what the fuck was that? I could at least say, hey, I had to get something, but I'm ready to work now. I had to kill a few of them. All right, what do you care? A few more dead Mexicans, you should be happy, Chibs. So it's just like, whatever. And possibly to keep the business going, they be down for that. And then hopefully, Chibs will be able to work it out like, hey, Bishop, you did murder his people. So can we just call this thing even? I guess it's what the VM is thinking. But if they accidentally was to murder a son, though, all bets will be off. Then the VM is fighting an unwinnable war. I don't think they'd win up against the Mayans by itself, but you got Mayans and now Suns on your ass. So they did smartly wait till the Suns left the premises before they did this ambush. So Riz got shot the shit out of, and it's looking bad for him. And then Coco was out there firing back, and he ends up getting shot and semi-blinded. But I think what was from like a one of the motorcycles that was on fire or like blew up near him or something. I don't recall him getting shot near none of his corneas and others. So I don't know. I just know that he comes up semi-blind, so that's a problem. But the next episode between them and the VM should be quite colorful because the Mayans ain't going. Chibs and no Chibs, Suns and no Suns, Jax Teller and nothing. I know one thing about the Mayans is you shoot one of their people, hell is coming. So this working relationship with the VM is not long for this world. Now, Pops. This episode was also filled with... I felt so bad for Phillipe. Ignacio Cortina. I felt so bad for him this episode. Every time Dita would call him, he's like, oh, fuck me. So now Dita's now she's getting more cryptic. Now she's like having these little meetings with him, letting him know like, I'm almost done. And hinting to the fact that she murdered her. She put a hit out on him and his wife. She let him know, like, she set it up like, I was salty that you left me and started dating this little village chick. You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna fall in love. Then you gonna have other kids. Like, nigga, you thought. And I'm like, damn, Dita is the worst type of ex. Like, there's levels of exes. You got the ones that'll, come in, like you say, oh, this shit's over. And yeah, your car's going to get fucked with. Tires might get busted. Might get, slashed, windows busted. You got the ones that'll take your Jordans or take your clothes and pour paint and shit on them, just on some petty shit. But you live. You live. And then you got the exes that'll, Lorraine Bobbitt try to cut your dick off and take it with her on a cross country road trip, which is pretty fucking severe. If you're just gonna cut my joint off, you might as well murder me. Like, I ain't trying to live without my peace. And then you got the exes that just gonna put a whole hit on you, like, oh, this nigga broke my heart. Meanwhile, she's married. That's different. Dita is different. Dita is fucking different. A whole married woman mad at a dude, mad at her mistress. Phillipe was her mistress. I don't even know what's the man version of mistress. Like, I think it just is what it is. Like, her mister. You know what I'm saying? Her side piece. And trying to get your side piece and his wife knocked off is different. But, Phillipe hates these phone calls. He hates these meetups. He's like, holy shit. Right? And then now while Emily is trying to prove Easy wrong, she ends up proving him right. So she finds out the information and I don't know if y'all noticed, but Dita paid a heavy sum to get them knocked off. Over $100K a piece to take out Ignacio Cortina and his wife. She dropped a bag. Like, I've never, like, that's different. I think you could have got a 2-for-1 for like, don't look at real to know like hitman prices. I don't need no feds. I would just assume like, hey, how much would it cost for me to hire somebody to kill 2 people they have no idea who they are? I think I could go and say, hey, 40K maybe, 30, 2-for-1, 30,000 should probably get an old man and old woman knocked off. And I know where they're at, so there's not. I mean, one's at a butcher shop, one's probably at home. Like, it's not like I got to break into some fucking compound to kill them, right? Like, this seems pretty easy. Catch one of them on their way to like your local grocery store or some shit. Like, it should be very easy to pull this off. So I thought maybe 30, 40K, but over 100? She paid over $200-some thousand to get both of them knocked off and only managed to get one. For $200,000, if I'm putting a price on your head at $200K and up, nigga, I want that job to be done like a professional hitman. Like, I want it to be no trace. It looked like they both died in their sleep or committed some type of Marilyn Monroe type suicide or some shit. Left a note saying, oh, dearest me, this world was too much for us, or something. Something. Not you just getting half done. Juices. Like, not Juice. Happy is one ill motherfucker. But I guess, he ain't get all that money. He was commissioned through somebody. But still. Come on, Hap. Can't have that happen. But yeah, so I thought that was crazy. So Emily confirms that Easy is right, and it came from Dita personally. Like, she signed off on this. She didn't want to go tell Easy. She like, nah, if I tell Easy, I know his temper. So let me go talk to his father. I'm like, how about you don't talk to nobody? Wasn't that an option? You so fearful for your family, unless subconsciously you like, well, Dita's the one to blame, so I wouldn't be so mad if she died. It would be less of a headache around his house. So, because I can't think of no other reason why Emily would get this information and not just tell Easy like, yo, I didn't see these numbers in the books. They just didn't exist. Because if she was to say that, Easy would be like, fuck. Either she's lying or this is the wrong place, or it's in another books and it's really Miguel's father. And if it's really Miguel's father, then there's really nothing we could do about it. But at least I got the answers. Like, Emily could have literally made up anything she wanted. But she decided to come to the man who survived the assassination and saw his wife get, and deal with the wife, the death of his, the murder of his wife. She gave him the full info. Names, prices, everything. I'm like, Emily cannot do anything right. Then she gonna cry and whine about it like, well, what do? I have to protect my family, even though I'm going to give you all the information that would probably endanger people in my family. Like, that. And then, but prior to her giving the information, I love poor Phillipe. When he sees her pull up, he say, oh God, now this one. I'm like, exactly. The Phillipe is me. I am him. I'll be like, God damn, Dita. No, I don't want to do this. And you know how many stairs my man got to climb to meet her at the top of a fucking roof? Secretly. So he's tired. And then he's trying to close up for the night after working a full shift, chopping up meat and shit. Now here comes this motherfucker. He's like, oh my God, I can't just, oh. But he gets it. Now he knows, and then a prior conversation with Dita, and now Emily's information. He's like, oh shit. This is what she was trying to tell me. This is what she was trying to tell me. This is why she wanted to kill herself. Oh God. So now he's burdened with this information. He was ready to break down right there. And Nestor obviously called Miguel like, "Hey, she's back at this butcher shop." And I like that. I like that conversation between Miguel and Phillipe. Because Miguel's like, "Why is all the women in my life so into you, so interested in you? Like, what the fuck is this about?" I thought that was super. I thought that was. I like that. I like that line. And then Phillipe's like, "Hey, I'm the only butcher in town, son. Like, I'm the one with the meat, baby. I got the meat the ladies need. I'm the only one here." I said, "Well, go ahead, Phillipe." And he walked back in, like, all right. And he called him son, low key. So yeah. And Dito did tell Phillipe, please don't tell Miguel. You cannot ever tell him. Because this shit would, and she was right. It would destroy him. I think he's going to find out in season 5. And I think it is going to be devastating. Actually, on these rewatches, it's got me extra ready for season 5. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, so that was the gist of this episode. It's nothing else to deep dive. It's all about what do we do next to the VM, and how does Emily fuck up all this information she now received? Who else does she give this to make shit even worse? And then what does Pops do with this information? Where does he go with this? So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, man. It was just, a lot of things didn't make sense. It just felt like they was par in the course until the next big thing. So, yeah. But man, I'm gonna drop this one, and I'm still dropping Teller Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. But protect your health, yourself, your wealth, man. Your boy Rel is out of here. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Rel, and I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? All right, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, all right? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,